Hi, I'm Dr. Broussard with the Waggin Trained Veterinary Clinic, and in today's segment we are going to discuss dog spaying and neutering. My assistant Cole has put together a list of questions. We're going to run through those together, and hopefully that'll help you give you a better understanding of this topic. All right, Cole?
Dr. Broussard, what is the difference between dog spaying and neutering?
So spaying, the term spaying, which makes me cringe as a veterinarian. If you ever come into my clinic and you say spading, I don't know if you can be a client anymore. I'll just throw that out there. Spaying with a Y, which is still a term I don't like, is an ovariohysterectomy on a female dog. Neutering, while that term can be used on both males and females technically, neutering is usually affixed to male dogs, and that is the act of castrating a male dog.
Very well put. How does dog spaying or neutering impact the health and well-being of my pet?
Well, so in many ways. So number one, we are physically removing the producing organ of either testosterone or estrogen. Those two hormones in a lot of ways make the world go round. That can affect a dog's behavior in so many different ways. Their territorial nature, their roaming, their aggressiveness, those kind of things. So all of that can be changed when these procedures are done. And then there is the physical aspect, more on a female, but the physical aspect of uterine infections, obviously unwanted pregnancies, heat cycles, all those kind of things are avoided if these procedures are done.
How soon should I bring your pet in to see a veterinarian to get my dog spayed or neutered?
Well, if you bring my pet in to be seen, there's a problem there, Cole. You have no, keep it going, it's fine. How soon should you bring them? 6 to 7 months is the average age that an animal will be spayed or neutered. The average dog, and this varies on breed and size, the average male dog, depending on size and breed, will come into sexual maturity at about the 8 to 9 month range. Your giant breeds like your Great Danes and your Pyrenees and your Newfoundlands and all those guys, it could be as long as 1.5 years, almost 2 years before they reach maturity. So anyway, that being said, females typically have their first heat cycle at between 6 and 8 months of age. It varies, okay? But normally I want to spay them at about 6 or 7 months before their first heat cycle. Of course, if you're sure that this is not going to be a breeding animal. So having them seen and checked out before then would be wise.
What will my veterinarian need to know about my dog before spaying or neutering?
If they are spayed or neutered is one, and I'm being silly, but no, that's legit. So if we need to know if they've already been spayed or neutered. Other things, more importantly, on a male, for example, they can have what's called cryptorchidism or monarchidism, basically where a testicle, sometimes two testicles, don't descend into the scrotum. That's a game changer. We have to approach surgery completely differently and go find that retained testicle. On a female, is she in heat? Is she already pregnant? Those are things that might affect our decision to spay or neuter the dogs. Or if we are still going to go ahead with the procedure, how do we prepare for it? Because there might be certain differences in that procedure.
How long will it take for my dog to recover from being spayed or neutered?
The recovery is surprisingly fast. I mean, if I can be blunt, they make me realize just how wimpy we are. Because I can't tell you how many times I will spay a female dog, which literally, guys, the procedure is exactly the same as if any of you women out there that may have had a hysterectomy, it's the same thing. I mean, we open them up, we take their ovaries, the uterus, it's all out. These dogs are running around by the same afternoon like you didn't do anything. It's crazy. They're down for that day. I want them to stay down for about a week or so. So we're going to tell you that with either one of these procedures, to limit their exercise, certainly no swimming, bathing, things like that, leash walks, maybe put them in a kennel. We're going to typically recommend doing that for about a week, but by then, trust me, they're going to be back to feeling like their old selves and ready to go.
What care should I be prepared to provide at home while my dog is recovering from their spay or neuter surgery?
It's, I don't want to say minimal aftercare, because like I said, once again, it varies on the animal and how well they tolerate it, but some of the things I just alluded to, so it'd be wise to have maybe a good kennel area set up, maybe some extra bedding or cushion in there, just because if they are going to be kenneled, you want to let them rest comfortably if you can, depending on the time of year that it's done, and if they're inside or outside dogs. Maybe have a fan if it's summertime to keep them nice and cool, some good shade. And if it's the wintertime, you might want to have a heat source or at least be able to close in a certain space so they can stay warm. Okay? All right. Well, guys, that does it for today's segment. I hope that helped you out a little bit. I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any more questions, reach out to us, call us, come by, social media, whatever it takes. And I appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you soon.